there are these 10 skills that your MBA program is all about. आप चाहे जिस भी B school में जाएं, चाहे वो tier 1 B school हो, tier 2 B school या tier 6, tier 7, whatever tiered B school you are in, you would realize that your MBA program is all about these 10 skills. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to present to you what are the must-have skills required before MBA. And the reason why you need to learn these 10 skills before MBA is because now is the time. Now is the time. And I'll tell you very shortly that why, if you don't start learning these skills right now, you will miss the bus. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from Udaipur. I have been the MBA Product Head at Career Launcher. I'm the founder of Creatum, and I help MBA students create fulfilling careers without depending on placements. Now, while I'll be sharing with you all of these 10 skills, and I've divided them into hard skills and soft skills because that is extremely important, there's a reason why you need to start learning these skills from right now. You're not realizing that probably you're watching this video right now when you are an aspirant. The moment you get into a B school in the month of June, your classes start sometime in June end. By September, by August end, your CVs will get frozen, which means that after that you will not be able to make any changes to your resumes, your CVs. The placecom of your B school will start sending these CVs to the recruiters. That means अब आपके CV में जो लिखा है वही लिखा है. अब आपकी शॉर्टलिस्ट किसी इंटरव्यू के लिए आपकी शॉर्टलिस्ट होगी या नहीं होगी डिपेंड करता है उस CV पे. Which means what? Which means that if you were somebody who wanted a finance job role but your CV has got not one thing to do with finance, आपके पास समय ही नहीं था उसमें कुछ फाइनेंस के सर्टिफिकेशंस या चीजें ऐड करने के लिए, आपको फाइनेंस का शॉर्टलिस्ट कैसे आएगा? The same thing applies to any other role, for marketing, sales, for product management, for consulting, whatnot. Therefore, my dear friends, please pay very close attention to these 10 skills. I have very smartly and very rightly so divided them into hard skills and soft skills because you need to really understand the importance of those skills. For the sake of good clarity, what I'll do is that I'll open one hard skill and I'll open one soft skill. This is going to be a very important video. I had done a similar video last year. It got over 1.5 lakh views. In fact, that video then got copied by some very good influencers, but that's good because the message needs to get propagated. But this video is going to be different because as per 2025, the skills need to be updated. There's a influx of AI in almost everything, and not just AI. There needs to be a different thought as to what skills are important, probably what sources are important for you to learn this. So without further ado, let's start off by seeing what the first hard skill, and let me share with you that this is a very important hard skill because students lack it left, right and center. Foundational data and AI tools. You need to get savvy with data. Now the thing is, and for each of these skills, I will not just share with you कि क्या पढ़ना है and कहाँ से पढ़ना है. I'll also start off by why do you need this, so that you know that okay, whether you need this or not, but you do. I'll tell you why. Because now Excel is relevant. Your Microsoft Excel is relevant, but it is 2025. You need to do more with your data. The expectation from you is more, which means that you need to replace that Excel only approach with probably a mini data analytics stack, which you need to be savvy with. What that stack could include? That stack could include things from which you can apply formulas, you can make charts, you can do tables, and also probably you can do dashboarding. You can query data from the ERP as well. All of this is important, which means what? Which means that probably now the stack which you need to build for yourself is probably you should know MS Excel for basic to advanced data manipulation. Sure, but also probably you should know some bit about SQL so that you can extract data from the ERP and you are not dependent on anyone else. That's also important. You need to have some understanding of that. Also, especially if you're somebody who's planning to venture into product management, this could be a very important skill. But even if you're not planning to venture into product management, even if you're planning to get into marketing and sales, Power BI and dashboarding, creating and representing that data beautifully to your managers, to your seniors, to the stakeholders is extremely important. This is becoming a very basic hygiene skills. The expectations of the employers are going up and up. Now, while you could have presented and very ugly looking Excel आप लेके जा सकते थे and you could have said that okay, here is my analysis. Now probably because of AI, which is what my point number 4 is, that how can you do this, all of this using AI, and you can do it much faster, much simpler. See, in my last video, the last year's video, you would not have seen me saying that you should learn SQL, you should learn this much and that much. No, because that time probably the expectation was not much. Suddenly in the last 1 year, because AI has made all of these things so simpler, that how can you extract large data, big data can be extracted from the servers and can be represented using dashboards. This has become such a simpler task as compared to last year that probably, not probably, in fact, you need to get savvy with this as well. Now, where do you learn this from? I'll give you a broad direction of where you can learn these things from, and here is what you need to know. I have divided most of them into two. That's probably where you can learn them from, and if there is a certification which you can do in that particular field, what is that? Now, firstly, there are places free, there are places paid. Both of them have their respective advantages. For example, two YouTube channels. One is Alex the Analyst and the second one is Leela Gharani. Both of these channels are really good channels which you must watch. So if you come to Alex's channel, you will be able to see that there are full playlists on Excel, on SQL. You can start off with the basic SQL projects, then probably you could go to more advanced, and then also you have certain data analyst projects which you can do from here. So this is one comprehensive channel from where you can learn. Also, if we go to the channel of Leela Gharani, you will see that she has more videos on Power BI. So you can learn all of that from here. You can come here and you can see that this entire playlist is on that. You can find more such channels as well. That is not a problem. But the point is that these are some starting points from where you can start. Also, the reason why I have highlighted Udemy and Coursera here is because these are the two places wherein you can get certificates also. So if you want to add things to your CV, probably you might want to skip these two YouTube channels. You might want to directly go into a Udemy course. 600 रुपए 700 रुपए मैक्सिमम 1000 रुपए का होता है वहां पे कोर्स. उसको ले लो, सीखोगे भी एंड सर्टिफिकेट भी होगा, so that if your CV is blank, at least you have something to put in it. Now, how it happens is that a lot of students, they ask me about certifications. Sir, certificates क्या है? कुछ proper certifications हैं. So while you'll get certificates in this, there are some more certifications as well, probably more respected certifications. Both are from Microsoft. One is Microsoft Office Specialist Excel Associate and the other one is Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. मैंने नाम तो आपके सामने कह दिए, बोल दिए, समझा दिया कीजिए, मगर अब एक्चुअल चीज पे आते हैं. But is it required? Is it really required to do these particular certifications? The answer to that is no. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपने ये certifications करी हो. Sure, if you really want to do something really deep into it, and if you are saying that, no, yaar, I'm finding it very interesting, let me go full blow into it, then sure, you can do all of this. But it is not a compulsion that you have to do all of these things. If you just want to learn, stick to the first two. If you want a certificate so that you can share it in your CV, go for this one. Or if you really want to do a full-blown certification, you want to spend some more amount on that, then probably these are the certifications for that. In these two, you have a 1-hour exam each, and you can crack that exam and you can have this certification. This, my dear friends, was the first hard skill, and a very important hard skill which is important in this day and age of AI, which is important in this day and age of data, and how you can use AI to really work around with data a lot. And all of these channels and sources have enough videos for you to know that, okay, how do you use AI to do some of these things. Now, moving on from there, let me share with you that what is the first soft skill which you need to learn. And my dear friends, again, this is a very basic soft skill. In fact, I want you to stick up till the end of the video. Why? Because this first soft skill is closely linked to the fifth soft skill as well, and this is a very interesting soft skill. Nobody else is talking about this fifth one. Stick up till the end. And the first one is self-leadership. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that because everybody is talking about critical thinking and this and that, which is also what I will be speaking about. It's not that कि मेरे में वो नहीं है, but self, over the last 4-5 years, 7-8 years, 10 years, I've realized self-leadership is so important, is so damn important, that if you have not attained mastery on yourself, no matter what I tell you that, okay, this is the soft skill you need to do and this is what you need to do, you will never be able to do it. If you are lazy, if you always procrastinate, if you do not have a directional calibration for yourself, no matter any hard skill, any certifications I will share with you, it will not be of any help. Therefore, hello, watch this part very carefully. This is important because what I'm trying to tell you is that the reason why this self-leadership is so important is because this is about managing your time, managing your emotions, managing your energy and consistency. See, देखो, सीधी सी चीज है. The place where you're going to an MBA B school is a very fast-paced environment. You will be feeling a lot of emotions. You will be feeling a lot of stress. You will be pressed for time always. Emotions of all kind. It could be emotions in the classroom that, hey, सब लोग मेरे से बेहतर हैं. Oh my God, अभी तक तो मैं सोचता था मैं अपने स्कूल का चैंपियन और कॉलेज का चैंपियन और ये था वो था, बट यहाँ पे मैं देख रही हूँ आके कि सब मुझसे बेटर है. Oh my God, stress. Then probably relationship stress. अरे बॉयफ्रेंड है, गर्लफ्रेंड अरे उसके पास है. It could be of any kind. It could be stress related to marks. It could be stress related to placements. That, oh my God, my CV is empty. What am I supposed to do? Could be any kind. My dear friends, this one point encapsulates everything. I know this. I've been there. So when I make a video, my objective is not to make a sensational video to give you those 10 points which everyone else is speaking about. No, it's more specific. It's about self-leadership, the things which you need to do. Which means what? Which means that Your success, my dear friends, is limited to how much mastery you've attained on yourself. If you've not attained mastery on yourself, there's going to be a problem. Which means what? Which means that you cannot depend entirely on inner motivation. Sure, it's important to cultivate your inner motivation as well, but beyond motivation, it is also important to realize what is your energy like. How do you build systems for your studies, for your placements, for your case analysis, for everything which you're trying to do, so that you're more efficient in your day. That is what managing your time means. That is what managing your emotions means. That is what managing your energy means. So it's all of those things. Now, where do you learn this from? I'll tell you one very simple way I have built this for you. One is I have built a course for you called How to Be School. It's a pre-MBA course. In that, there are specific videos on time management and routine, because I know this is one problem which students face. So I thought that yes, this is extremely important for me to build this into the program. So now if you go into this program, How to Be School, it is on my website, which is Creatum. You will see that the outline, it talks about time and self-management. There is this, and then there is a lot more about networking, friendships, and love and whatnot. This is all for MBA students. So please enroll for this. The reason why I'm saying enroll for this is because if you're not enrolling for this, you're missing out on all the experiences which I've had and my learnings from it, so that you can be much ahead when you're starting your journey and you know that, okay, what are the places where you might falter. Also, my dear friends, if you come back to this, you'll realize that there are 2 YouTube channels which you could casually start to follow. The reason why I did not put these 2 YouTube channels at the first spot is because these are not specific to an MBA student. These are very general channels. So isme tum, if you'll start to watch, for example, if you'll start to watch the Huberman podcast, which is great, it speaks about a lot of things. So they might not be directly currently applicable to you, but sure, it is good to hear it. Ali Abdal's productivity series is very important to watch, because he himself was a student when he started to YouTube. So he can give you a much closer look as to how to manage your time and your energy and all of those things. But still, that is a very international sort of a perspective to it. You need a very specific Indian MBA perspective, which is why probably How to Be School is the place where you need to go for. Now, moving on from there, you know, one hard skill, one soft skill, very important, both of them. Moving on from there, what I'll do is now I'll go and share with you what is the second hard skill which you need to learn, and this you will also realize is a very important foundational skill. The second hard skill, my dear friend, is presentation and storytelling. If you watched my videos on MBA interview prep and all of those things, you know you would have heard me say this word a lot of times, andaze bayan, because that is what your MBA is all about. If we are talking about how do you speak, and you know that MBA is supposed to improve the way I speak, अरे MBA में जाके उसकी personality improve हो गई. It's not so much about looks, it's about how do you present yourself. That is what corporates are expecting out of you. That can you say the same thing in a much more brightened manner, in a much more important fashion? It's the same thing, but can you use more attractive words to say it? I'm not saying that build your vocabulary, no, using the same words that you know, but to present it in a much better way. And when I'm saying presentation and storytelling, I'm not even saying that it's all about speaking. It's all about making presentations, which is PPTs. Because my dear friends, here is why you need to learn this. The reason why you need to learn this is because PPT designing is going to be routine, not just in MBA but also MBA and beyond. MBA के बाद भी PPT बनाते रहोगे. Especially if you're getting into consulting, you would know making presentations early on is the bread and butter of the consultants. Even it's not just the presentations, it is also data analysis somewhere. You're starting off as an analyst, Excel you need to be great at. Also, if you're wanting to get into a role of finance, Excel is important, which is what I'd shared. Even presentation is important. So across marketing, finance, sales, whatever, whenever you have to represent information to the management, which I hope you do a lot because that is the kind of exposure you need, my dear friends, you need to be very good with presentations. Are you good with it? Now please don't come back and tell me that, but sir, I know Canva. No, you need to get cooking with MS PowerPoint. That's the reason why I had to put it over here. Students come back to me and say to me that, sir, you know what, so I built this on Canva and this flying effect came and this attack. No, that does not work. That's not the industry standard. I have recruited students for my company, for the various companies I've been associated with, and this is the biggest problem. Students have spoiled their habits of making presentations with Canva. Does not work. शायद तुम्हारे B school में भी चल जाए, but if there is a professor who's smart enough to warn you about this, he or she would, that please start using PowerPoint. That's the industry standard. The biggest consulting firms work on PowerPoint. That's what you need to do. So my dear friends, build your skill in PowerPoint, and again, AI has to be there, because how can you do it more efficiently using AI? How can you build your presentations faster, more efficient by using AI? How do you decide the presentation ka outline? How do you use the help of AI to find out what content should you put? Probably take creative ideas from AI that, okay, how should I represent this large chunk of data? Probably it could help you with that part also. So basically what you need to learn here is Microsoft PowerPoint. I'll be as straightforward in this. Learn Microsoft PowerPoint. Also, narrative communication style. How do you influence? How do you present a slide? That is extremely important. Now, where do you learn this from? I'll tell you very simple things. There is a YouTube channel called the Analyst Academy, and probably that is one of the best places where you need to learn this from. This is what you will see. When you'll come to his YouTube channel, you will see that, okay, these are all the videos he has on making good presentations. The good thing is he not only talks about the tool, which is the software, but he also speaks about how do you visualize data like a consultant, like a McKinsey, BCG, Bain consultant. He has shorts and everything on it, and also he explains you that, okay, how do you probably present the PPT, how do you share that? So my dear friends, this is extremely important. That is one place where you need to learn this from. Also, coming to certifications. Now again, Microsoft Office also has a certification for this, which is Microsoft Office Specialist PowerPoint Associate. But my question is that, is it required? Your question could be that, but sir, is it required? The answer to that is no. You could go on Udemy, you can take a course, you can get its certificate, and you can use that. Also, you can do this. But what I'm trying to say to you is that right now in 2025, is it an important certification which will soon become a hygiene? Not right now. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, maybe, I don't know. But right now ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कुछ, because this is going to be slightly more expensive. This is going to take more effort out of you. These are skills which are important, but not so much that you start off with full-on certifications in it. My dear friends, I've shared with you 2 hard skills and 1 soft skill. The next thing which I'm going to share with you is a very important soft skill. Stick around, because now this soft skill really helps you do really well for your jobs, because now this is probably more directly linked to how good a job you can find and how do you stick in that job. Because my dear friends, this is business communication, and there's a real big problem that I want to share with you. There's a real big problem. See, I have interacted with students. I've recruited students for my companies. I've recruited students for the companies I have been associated with. I have managed those students from top tier B schools and everywhere. The one biggest problem which I see with most students is that they don't know how to write emails. They don't know how to write formal communication. In fact, in cases, they don't even know how to communicate to their seniors, to their stakeholders. It lacks formality. It lacks brevity. It lacks respect. Some of these things which are extremely important. That is why, my dear friends, if not the first point, up till last year, this was, this used to be my first point. But then I realized that, nahi yaar, self-leadership, mastery, understanding yourself to बहुत important hai. But business communication इतना important इसलिए because, my dear friends, I don't believe in this, that first impression is the last impression. No, doesn't work like that. Because if you believe in this phrase, what happens is that you get complacent after the first impression. You only work hard up till the first impression, and then when the first impression is done, you stop working hard. My dear friends, the slogan you need to go by is that every impression is a brand impression, because you are the brand. Every impression is an important impression. Whatever impression you're casting on anybody, be it before placements, be it in your workplace. See, I would want you to start imagining yourself at a workplace. Stop thinking of yourself as an MBA aspirant. No, think of yourself at a workplace. Every DM you send to anybody, your stakeholders, your seniors, every email you send, what will happen is that initially your exposure to the senior leadership, your CEOs or whoever, is going to be very limited. It is going to be only when your boss has sent you an email marking the CEO or somebody else, and then you have to reply to that. So what I'm trying to say to you is that initially your exposure to the senior leadership is going to be probably very limited. Therefore, every chance you have, you need to make good use out of it. Which means what? It includes everything: email, reports, spoken, etiquettes, articulation, everything. Where do you learn this from? Now again, first thing I would say is that the most important thing, तुम और कुछ करो ना करो मैटर नहीं करता. Please Grammarly का plugin Google Chrome में install कर लेना. In fact, I would go to the extent of saying, if you can spare some पैसा, and if you think that okay, तुम्हारी अंग्रेजी वाकई खराब है या प्रॉब्लम होती है when you are writing emails or report or whatever it is, please also consider taking a premium subscription. You have to spend money on things, my dear friends. If you want to improve yourself, please take a premium subscription. It is important. And because I personally have faced this problem wherein even the top tier B schools, they are the topmost IMs, the students I'm seeing are not able to write good emails and good this thing. I said that okay, probably this is something, this has to be a module built into my course How to B School, which is a pre-MBA. There's a full course on this. It's a full course within the How to B School program. It's called Business Communication Mastery. This is exactly exactly what it is for. Verbal communication and written communication, you need to take this. This is important. Do not regret. Because see again, इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम है. अभी तुम कहोगे कि अरे मेरी तो ठीक है कम्युनिकेशन, मुझे क्या जरूरत है इसकी. तुम्हें पता भी नहीं चलेगा, कोई तुम्हें आके फीडबैक नहीं देगा कि हे योर कम्युनिकेशन सक्स. इट्स जस्ट दैट यू आर लीविंग impressions on others and they're just feeling bad about it. He does not even know how to write an email. तुम्हारा काम ऑलरेडी स्पॉइल हो गया. वो तुम्हें आके कहेगा नहीं कि अरे वो है खराब है. तो तुम प्लीज इस वहम में मत रहो कि okay somebody will come and say to me that hey your communication is bad and your this thing was bad. No, nobody will tell you. And suddenly you will realize that अच्छा मेरा impression अच्छा क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है, because तुम्हें पता नहीं silently there's something which is destroying you. I realize this as a very big problem and this is a serious problem. You need to take this. You need to really consider taking this because this is something which is important. My dear friends, now I've shared with you 2 hard skills and 2 soft skills, and now we're getting more closer to the meat of the entire video because now some very serious hard skills and even more important soft skills are going to come. Watch till the end because this 5th soft skill is going to be very close to your heart, and when I'm saying heart I really mean heart. Also do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. There's a reason why I'm saying this. Like the video so that I can feature more on your feed, because in the next few weeks I'm going to prepare very important videos which are going to help you a lot in your MBA journey. Extremely important. Also my dear friends, subscribe because for each of these skill set now I'll be making more videos so that you can start to learn them. Subscribe so that you get notified. You'll forget it, otherwise you'll forget it. Share this video around. Now coming to the third hard skill, and here is the third hard skill, a very important hard skill. You will realize, or probably you will not realize, because this is where now people like me who have been through this need to come and say to you कि अरे तुम्हें शायद पता नहीं है, तुम्हें थोड़ी मैथ और स्टैट्स पढ़नी पड़ेगी. Because my dear friends, here is the reason why. In your first year at all B schools, statistics is a compulsory subject where you learn stats, you learn probabilities, and probably it is also expected for you to learn basic calculus, which is differentiation. Why? Because this becomes the backbone for economics, which is again a mandatory subject in the first year. It becomes the backbone of finance, of analytics, of operations, even marketing. My dear friends, this is a blind spot. Students don't realize it because students are stuck with more golden and shiny objects. अच्छा मार्केटिंग पढ़नी है, फाइनेंस पढ़नी है, अरे भाई स्टैट्स भी पढ़ना है, बिकॉज परेशान हो जाओगे अगर तुम नॉन इंजीनियर हो. इफ यू फ्रॉम ह्यूमैनिटीज, if you're from a non-engineering, non-math, non-commerce background, this is going to be a very big problem. Even if you are an engineer, even if you're from a commerce background, even then I've seen students struggle. I have struggled with it, yeah, come on. I am an engineer, I can share it with my experience. So these are the things which you need to learn because these form the basics of a lot of things. Understand it like this, yeah. If statistics is a first year mandatory subject in all B schools, understand the importance of it. तुम्हें समझ आ रही है? हेलो, अगर नहीं समझ आ रही फिर समझ लो इस बात से कि चलो स्टैटिस्टिक्स तो मैंडेटरी सब्जेक्ट है ही है, स्टैटिस्टिक्स हर जगह यूज हो रहा है, या फिर प्रोबेबिलिटीज हर जगह यूज हो रहा है, या फिर वो कैलकुलस, बेसिक डिफरेंशिएशन एंड वो सब हर जगह यूज हो रहा है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट इज व्हाट. नाउ द पॉइंट इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज इट दैट यू नीड टू लर्न. यू नीड टू लर्न statistics and basic calculus. That's extremely important. Now where do you learn this from? First of all, again I realize that this is extremely important. In my course How to B School, I have prepared a module called MBA Concept Crashes. अब ये MBA Concept Crashes मॉड्यूल करता क्या है? ये मॉड्यूल का काम एक और सिर्फ एक है, दैट आपके फर्स्ट ईयर में जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट मैंडेटरी चीजें हैं, विच इज मार्केटिंग, अकाउंटिंग, इकोनॉमिक्स, उस पे मैंने बाइट साइज वीडियोस बना दी हैं, इंक्लूडिंग फाइनेंस, स्टैट्स एंड ऑपरेशंस. माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आई मेड दिस सो दैट फ्रॉम राइट नाउ व्हेन यू स्टार्ट टू वॉच दिस, व्हेन यू एंटर योर बी स्कूल, यू आर नॉट स्कैर्ड एंड सरप्राइज्ड दैट ओके व्हाट वाज दिस. दैट इज व्हाई दिस वाज एक्सट्रीमली important. That is why probably this is the first place you need to start off learning this, because this is made for an Indian MBA student by somebody who's been through that Indian MBA process. That is the first thing. Second thing which you need to understand is that all of this gyan also is available in the NCERT books. जो CBSE स्कूल में क्लास 11th और 12th में NCERT की किताबें यूज होती हैं, which you can find online as well on the NCERT website for free. You can check that also and you can start to read that. So if you're somebody who likes to read, get these NCERT books and you can read that. If not, if you want a more experience wherein somebody comes and explains to you with very good and interesting and crazy examples, then this MBA Concept Crashers module inside of How to B School is the place where you should go for. Also, Khan Academy's website has very good videos on statistics and probabilities. My dear friends, the reason why I give you so many options कि यार चलो यहाँ से कर लो, क्योंकि ये तो मैंने तुम्हारे लिए क्यूरेट करा है, तो मुझे मालूम है कि किस लेवल की क्वालिटी क्रिएटेड है, या फिर चलो वहां से नहीं करना यहाँ से कर लो, ताकि कहीं से करो. डू इट फ्रॉम समवेयर. डू नॉट बी somebody who comes and says that अरे but you know where to start, it's all paid and all of that. So यार फ्री भी तो दे रहा हूँ. It's for every kind of an audience. Do not come and say to me अरे but you've you've only said sources which are paid and this and that. No, I am giving you all kinds of sources because I want you to start from somewhere. Do not be that अरे अच्छा पहले कोर्स नहीं मत खरीदो कोर्स यार तुम्हारे लिए है. I've made it for you. It is extremely important. You will miss it. You will not even realize it, but soon you will, because when your friends have enrolled for it and they'll say अरे यार ये तो उसमें था, then you'll be like अरे shit, oh my god, he was right. But okay, start from somewhere. Now my dear friends, I've shared with you 3 hard skills and 2 soft skills. The next soft skill which I'm going to share with you again is very important. We are moving towards the meat, and you've got to watch this video up till the end, because that is why this is important. This is a very important video. You cannot miss it, because these 10 skills, see, I'm not stupid to make such long 1 hour ke videos for you, when this thing I could have said in much shorter, because I want to tell you the importance. I am spending 4 times the effort which anybody else would spend on this, because this is important. You need to learn this. Coming back to this, here is the third soft skill which you need to know, and this is critical thinking and case analysis. Now here is what it is important. Here is why this is important. Very simply think. See, this is the basic expectation of a good MBA graduate. Critical thinking is your ability to think through in situations, to be able to find out reasons, to be able to find out causes, to be able to find out possible courses of actions, all of those things. Basic expectation है एक MBA से. ये hygiene है. तभी मैंने वीडियो के स्टार्टिंग में एक बात आपसे ये कही थी कि your entire MBA is about this 10 skills only. ये 10 skills ही हैं आपके सारे, पूरा MBA प्रोग्राम यही है. Therefore, if you come back to this is a basic expectation. In fact, cracking the case, I have said case analysis. My dear friends, case analysis happens in your classrooms every day, almost every subject. In every subject, be it marketing, sales, finance, operations, statistics, you will be given a case, and you're supposed to read that case before the class, one night prior to the class, and come to the class and present your thoughts on that case. Discuss it. Please understand this. MBA colleges में कोई आपको पढ़ा नहीं रहा है. In fact, nobody is even going to tell you that okay, how do you do a case analysis. एक तो होता है कि चलो हम पढ़ाएंगे नहीं, but हम एटलीस्ट ये समझा देंगे case analysis कैसे होती है, and then you can do the case analysis. Even that is not done over there. Therefore, it is expected that before you come into an MBA, you should know how to do a case analysis. Do you know it? You don't know it because ये कहीं और नहीं था. Therefore, my dear friends, this is a everyday. In fact, your placement interviews, most of them now, even okay. So earlier it used to be that only the companies from consulting world, when they used to come and recruit, they used to ask certain cases in the interviews. Now it's not that. Case analysis is becoming a norm even in marketing interviews, even in sales interviews. I am seeing a lot more companies are starting to use cases. In fact, the moment you enter your B school, you would be thrown at you case competitions, and that is a very important thing for you to do. How would you do a case competition? How would you analyze a case? My dear friends, what you will realize very soon, if not right now, is that case analysis, and which means critical thinking, is going to be your everyday in your B school, and therefore you need to know where to learn this from. Now there are 2 places. I had created a blog on my blog which is called Super Heuristics. The blog's name was How to Read Case Studies Fast. I have also included a full video on this in my course called How to B School. उसके अंदर भी ये है, but मैंने बार-बार यहाँ पे वो नहीं लिखा है, because then somebody will say, "अरे, it's a smart way to sell a course." अरे मत लो यार, मगर you know that that's the course you need. But again, How to Read Case Studies is a blog which you must read, because I have shared from my experiences and the experiences of some of the toppers that okay, how do you read a good case study? That's that. Second thing is, I'll introduce you to a YouTube channel of somebody called Mr. Victor Cheng, and Mr. Victor Cheng does a lot of very good videos on case analysis, because he has worked in consulting organizations. Now here is that. Here is the, if you'll search him, you will find this. So my dear friends, this is something which probably you should go and explore, because this is going to help you. These are 2 absolutely free places, because again, this is not a skill for you, for which you need certification. See, you need to be smart. Hello, wait up. I need to show you my screen here. In these 10 skills, there will be a lot of skills for which you would want to have a certificate on your CV. For example, the data analytics. For example, the fact that you can design PPTs. But there are going to be a lot of skills for which you don't need certifications, because उसको certificate पे डालने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, उससे कोई shortlisting में फर्क नहीं होगा. But they are for your own betterment, your own improved performance from your MBA, which is business math and statistics, which is self leadership, which is business communication, and all of those things. My dear friends, that is why this is important, because this is not only going to help you improve your profile, improve your CV, but if you were searching for what are the most important skills to learn before MBA, skills to learn before MBA, must have skills for MBA, then this is the video which you need to watch. Moving on from there, let me take you to the next hard skill, the 4th hard skill, which is extremely important, which my dear friends is important because this is finance and accounting basics. ये तुम्हें पहले से आने चाहिए. This is extremely important. Now what exactly, why do you need to learn finance and accounting basics? First of all, what all you need to learn? You need to be savvy about reading a balance sheet, income statements, net present value निकालते हैं कैसे, and IR, which is internal rate of return. How do you assess the return from an investment? All of these things. This is relevant in finance, consulting, and Genman role. So if these are the targets, you need to start learning them, because in MBA, in such a fast-paced environment, wherein you have to do so many things, you have to make friendships, you have to do so many activities in clubs and committees. अगर तुम सोच रहे हो फाइनेंस वहां पे जाके पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे, खो जाओगे, then you'll start to feel scared of finance. I had started to feel scared of finance, even though I'm an engineer, but I was like, oh shit, ये तो मेरे से नहीं होगा. Therefore, my dear friends, it is very important for you to start learning finance from right now, finance and accounting right now. This is a mandatory first term subject, first term and second term first year subjects. How can you miss it? If you want to improve the experience of your MBA program, you need to start getting savvy with it. Now also, if you were somebody who were from marketing and sales and you're saying that, but यार मैं तो HR करने जा रहा हूँ या जा रही हूँ या फिर marketing करने जा रही हूँ, मुझे क्या करना finance का? नहीं, even marketers and HRs. If you are a good MBA, the basic requirement from any MBA going to any field is that उसको at least balance sheet पढ़ना आता हो, income statement पढ़ना आता हो, जरूरी है. Because when you will become leaders who will manage the profit and loss of a business unit, that is what your aspiration should be, that hey, I should be able to manage the P&L of a BU of a business unit. This is something important. This is the basic financial acumen, basic accounting acumen is what you need to have. Whether you want to become an entrepreneur, a manager, an executive, a consultant, or whatever you want to become, but if you're doing MBA, it is important. अब ये सीखना कहाँ से इतना important है, सीखोगे कहाँ से? By learn. Again, this was so important. I made it a part of my program called How to Be School. It's a pre-MBA program. Again, the course on MBA concept crashes because I realized that okay, that is extremely important. The moment you get into MBA concept crashes, you will realize that I have included accounting and economics and finance over there. That is extremely important because these are some of the important things. Types of financial statements, income statement, owner equity statement, balance sheet, all of these things. This is important. And if you're waiting for your MBA to start, it's going to be late. Then another place where you can learn from is accountingcoach.com. If you go to that site, you would realize that okay, there are extremely interesting free things which you need, which you can start to learn from here. You can go ahead and you can read a lot of things from here, but the problem is this is made from an international standpoint. So a lot of things which you'll read in finance and in accounting might not be very true to what it is in India. Therefore, I have incorporated some of this in my course. But still, there is a lot of things which you can learn from here, and I think this is one of the very good resources from where you can start to learn these things. This is extremely important. That is why I had to share this with you. Apart from that, again, I'll go to one of the classical approaches for this, which is NCERT PDFs. Again, class 11th and 12th की NCERTs उठा लो, वहां से कर सकते हो. Now, because we're talking about finance and accounting, you would ask that okay, but any certifications in this, anything which we can do in certifications? Yes, probably you can do NSE, National Stock Exchange के कुछ certifications हैं. So, अब तुम्हारा सवाल ये होगा कौन से वाले certifications करने क्या? Go to my YouTube channel and there's a detailed video on finance skills for MBAs. Watch that video. It's again a half an hour long video. Very detailed मैंने ये तक समझाया है कि अगर MBA aspirant हो तो क्या skills important है, if you're a first year student तो क्या skills important है, second year student तो क्या important है. मैं वो सब repeat करने की जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. That is one video which you need to watch. Therefore, watch that. CFA, a very important thing probably, but here you need to know the pros and cons of it. CFA is a very big commitment of time and paisa. It can cost you upwards of 2 lakh to do CFA. The exam fee and the fee for you to study for it. That's that. Consider it only if you are very serious about finance job. This is not a hobbyist certification. That अरे यार स्वाद आ रहा था कि finance, let's start to explore finance and let's pay up for CFA and we'll give it. No. Hobby के लिए if you want to do something to explore finance, go for NSE वाले certifications. Watch this video. Go for How to Be School pre-MBA program. Do it. So if you want to know what are the must-learn finance skills before MBA, that is the video you need to watch. That is extremely important. My dear friends, my objective was to tell you that okay, what are the skills important, and now we've unlocked 4 hard skills and 3 soft skills. Moving on to the 4th soft skill, and I'm really excited about the 5th soft skill because that is something which is rarely spoken about, but most of your MBA ka samay is going to go thinking about that. 4th soft skill, what is it, my dear friends? It is digital networking and your presence, whether it be your offline presence or your online presence. This is so underrated. Nobody else. My dear friends, what you need to realize now is that here is the important thing, that now majority of your networking will be online. Thanks to COVID, or sadly because of COVID, people have realized that yes, they can work remotely remotely. So अब जो पहले होता था that okay that the events will happen at your campus and the large corporate के लोग will come and they'll give a talk, while that still happens, a lot of it now also happens online because of LinkedIn and everything which has been there since forever now. A lot of your networking opportunities you will find online. My objective for you is, my dear friends, can you build your social capital before campus even starts? How do you do that? The elements involved is working on your LinkedIn, working on your blog, working on your YouTube and your Instagram. I'm not asking you to become influencers or content creators, but what I'm asking you to do is whatever you're learning, be it marketing, finance, whatever your career aspiration is, जिस फील्ड में भी तुम्हें जॉब चाहिए, उस फील्ड में क्या तुम जो भी सीख रहे हो, जो भी सीखते हो क्लास में, क्या तुम उसके ऊपर कुछ कंटेंट क्रिएट कर सकते हो फॉर योर लर्निंग, नॉट टू गैदर एंड गार्नर ऑडियंस, बट दिस विल देन वर्क एज योर पोर्टफोलियो. Suddenly your LinkedIn or your blog is your resume and everything rolled into one. You don't realize the importance of that. Therefore, start to think about your digital presence. Now, where do you learn this from? Not a lot of places, but very specific to you, which is the MBA students. One is my YouTube channel. My objective, if you would have heard me say, my objective is to help you get great career outcomes without depending on placements, and that without depending on placements part can happen only when your online presence is good. Therefore, it is that. Also, apart from that, there is a video by Shweta Arora on her channel, and you will see that there's a video on LinkedIn. Watch that. That could be a great resource for you. My dear friends, now with this, you have learned 4 hard skills and 4 soft skills. You have unlocked, you have in front of you 4 hard skills and 4 soft skills, which was extremely important for you. Now we'll go to the 5th hard skill, which is important for somebody who's planning to get into marketing and sales and product and and even consulting. The 4th one was about finance, and the 5th one has to be about digital marketing fundamentals. I'll tell you why you need to learn this, because there is a very sad reason about this. While it is great that most of the marketing internships, see, I have shared with you, you will enter your B school in June. Your summer placements will happen sometime in September and October. And most of the marketing internships either are about sales, or if they are not about sales, then they are about digital marketing. My dear friends, but the problem is at most of the B schools, they don't even teach digital marketing in the first year. They don't, which is very sad. Digital marketing at best is an elective in the second year. This is changing. It has started to change, but still at most B schools, this is the problem. So somebody who's getting into marketing should know that if you have no experience in DM, you might be walking in unprepared for DM. What can you do about it? What you can do about it is this, that these are the things that you need to start to learn: SEO, search engine optimization, SMM, social media marketing, analytics, and content writing. Probably how do you think about content? This was all organic forms of digital marketing. The paid forms of these marketing are ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and Google ads. All of these things. Where do you learn this from? Now again, 2 places to learn this from. Google Digital Garage is a very good place where you have courses, where you have videos. You can learn it from there, right from the people who do all of these things, SEO and ads and all of these things. You have certification on SEO, you have certification on Google Analytics. You will realize that most marketing students, जो भी students marketing के लिए aspire कर रहे हैं, उनकी CVs में तो अब ये वाले certifications हैं ही हैं. So this has become more like a hygiene. Hello, very important. If you are somebody who is aspiring for marketing and sales roles, my dear friends, please Google के Analytics का certification और Google Ads का certifications कर लेना, because अभी hygiene बनता चला जा रहा है. सबकी CV में तो ये है ही है. तो ये एक हफ्ता spend a week on this and do it and finish it off. HubSpot Academy also has good courses and programs for you to learn. इसमें certificates भी हैं, तो इन दोनों में certificates भी. अब Google की certifications are the only certifications which are good and important, and as I've said this already, these are becoming now hygiene certifications in this field. So unlike for a CFA, wherein I had said कि भाई सोच के करना जरूरी नहीं है, even for the NSE National Stock Exchange certifications, I had said कि ठीक है, if you want to explore it you can. Those were not hygiene, but this, my dear friends, is hygiene for this field. Therefore go ahead and do it. My dear friends, I have shared with you all the 5 hard skills, and now one last soft skill is remaining, which is going to be extremely important. Suddenly you will realize that yes, this was important because nobody else is speaking about, but I am. My dear friends, the 5th soft skill which you really need to work on, otherwise your mind is always going to remain very messed up, is, my dear friend, relationship management. अब तुम बोलोगे एक सेकेंड, नेटवर्किंग और रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट में फर्क है क्या? यस, रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट इज मैनेजिंग द रिलेशनशिप्स व्हिच यू हैव बिल्ट, एंड इट कुड इंक्लूड अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज पीपल, human beings, are the biggest variable in your entire MBA experience. Be it your professors, be it your classmates, be it your friends, be it your roommates, be it this, be it that, be it recruiters, be it the place com. It's all about people. Your experience, your MBA experience is made or is broken by people. अगर लोगों के साथ बैठी नहीं तुम्हारी, तुम रोते हुए आओगे वहां से कि यार बड़ा सर दर्द है. ऐसा होता नहीं है, because we are good evolved human beings, but still it occupies a very big headspace. Also, what I'm not including or what I've not said here is poor friendships or roommates or romantic friendships. A lot of your mind is going to get stuck in, but I want to find a partner, but he's sleeping around with him and she's sleeping around. Oh my god. Actually, I am verbalizing things which are in your head, so don't feel shy about it. It happens. How do you navigate through that? Now, where do you learn these things? अब ये सिखा कौन रहा है? MBA influencers तो नहीं मैंने सिखा रहे तुम्हें, सो कॉल्ड इन्फ्लुएंसर्स तो सिखा नहीं रहे तुम्हें, तो ये कहां से सीखोगे भाई? दो चीजें हैं. हाउ टू बी स्कूल में मैंने ये भी इंक्लूड कर दिया. देयर आर वीडियोस ऑन रोमांटिक रिलेशनशिप्स इन MBA, गर्लफ्रेंड्स एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, फ्रेंडशिप्स एंड टीम. सो यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड. मैंने कहा नहीं यार, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. इफ दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. इफ यू गो टू माय कोर्स, यू विल रियलाइज दैट हियर इट इज, रोमांटिक रिलेशनशिप्स. इट्स अ 13-minute long video on just that, reality of friendships during MBA. My dear friends, these are granular topic which deserve the respect, because this is going to make or break your MBA. I'm not even kidding. You will feel very lonely, depressed if you're not handling your friendships and your relationships well. Also, my dear friends, there is a YouTube channel called the School of Life. General ज्ञान के लिए ठीक है. That is why it is at the second spot, because the first spot is my course. You need to take that, because that is going to help you understand the nature of these relationships which you form in MBA, the friendships. That, my dear friends, if you were to now take a screenshot of this, you may take a screenshot of this and you can share it around. Whatever you want to do, you can do it with this. But my dear friends, these are the 10 hard skills and the 10 soft skills you need to learn in this video. I've also shared why is it important, what all you need to learn in this, and where you can learn it from. My dear friends, this was my objective, to give you a full snapshot. These are the only 10 skills you need to learn. This was the only video you needed to watch on this subject. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because more such videos are going to come out on it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot and goodbye.